Eating without distractions. It may sound simple, but it's one of the most effective ways to change how you relate to food. We live in a world of constant stimulation, screens, emails, work notifications, and endless to do lists. Many of us are so accustomed to multitasking that we even eat while scrolling through social media, watching TV, or even responding to messages. But when we eat with our attention divided, we actually miss out on some critical cues our body gives us. Today, we are talking about why eating without distraction matters, and it really, really does matter. Eating is meant to be a nourishing experience. It's not just for the body, but it's also for the mind. Sometimes we're rushing and we don't realize that. When we focus on our food and enjoy each bite without distractions, we give our bodies and minds the space to truly process the experience. Eating without distractions is really beneficial in so many ways. The first one is that it connects with our hunger and fullness cues. When we are fully present, we can feel when our bodies are truly hungry or full, which prevents us from mindlessly overeating. Secondly, it also enhances our digestion and satisfaction. So now our digestive process usually begins with our senses. We see it, we smell it, and then we taste our food. It by doing this, it really prepares the body to digest effectively. And that's why it happens in this order: seeing, smelling, and tasting. Being present allows us to enjoy flavors and textures fully, which increases satisfaction without needing to eat more. When I began losing weight, and I was still very involved with preparing food for other people, what I started noticing is that I really appreciated the way food looked. Like, I really appreciated the textures. I appreciated the colors. I appreciated, because I love to plate food. So just really being able to make everything beautiful, and just amazing to the eye, to where you look at it and you really wonder if you want to eat it or if you just want to look at it. So sometimes we can really gain a lot of satisfaction, not even necessarily by eating so much but by literally enjoying flavors and textures fully. And that in and of itself has the ability to increase satisfaction without needing to eat more. When we're able to focus on our food without distractions, we're also able to come into this place of stress reduction, and really it promotes a calmness. So eating with intentionality and awareness is really a form of self-care when you really think about it. It allows us to really set aside those distractions, and it creates peaceful moments in our day and lets us enjoy the meal, which can never, it can never be a bad thing. It really allows us to really lower stress and really just enjoy the moments. And so one of the things that we want to do is we want to break down how to eat without distractions, so that we can apply these techniques at every meal. These steps might take practice, especially if you're used to multitasking, but over time, you're going to start to notice the benefits. And I always say that it's good to put really one step in front of the other, because sometimes it's all about just implementing one thing at a time, one day at a time. So the first thing you want to do is really set up your eating space. You want to choose a comfortable spot, find a designated eating space. Really, this is going to be ideally away from your usual workspace or screen places. This is really going to really help you to create that mental shift so that you're able to really prepare and focus on your meal. You're going to also want to limit clutter, because a cluttered space can really also be distracting in and of itself. So you want to set your table with just the essentials. And what I mean by this is you want to put your plate there. You want to have your utensils and maybe a glass of water. And then just really creating that calm space for your meal with just, like I said, not any clutter. Lack of clutter is going to help you to keep your attention on what is happening right now, which is actually just eating. So you're going to keep your attention on your food. The second thing that you can do is create a pre-meal ritual. And so, I mean, this can be a variety of things that you do. For me, it's just really even taking a deep breath, being mindful of how you're breathing before you even start to eat. Take a moment to pause, breathe deeply. This simple ritual will help you to slow down, and it will signal your mind and body that it's time to focus on eating. Another thing that's really beneficial is expressing gratitude. Sometimes we're so busy that we don't even stop to really be thankful or just be grateful for the moment, for the day, for the Most High who's allowed us to have access to food. And so, if it feels right, just take a moment to express gratitude for the meal that you're about to enjoy, reflecting on where the food came from and the energy it will give you adds to really it will really add what I would call layers and layers of meaning to the experience, so that now it's just not about eating, it's just about being grateful and thankful and just showing up in the way that we are destined to in the earth. Another thing that you want to do is engage your senses. Notice the food before eating. Remember, we talked about the colors earlier. Look at the colors, smell the aromas, notice the textures, engage your senses. It allows you to really activate the part of the brain that enhances your eating experience, which also leads to you feeling more satisfied. And then one of the other things that you want to do is really take small bites and chew slowly, because really focusing even the sensation of each bite, again, that taste, the texture, and the flavor. This approach not only helps with the digestion, but also helps you feel satisfied with a smaller quantity of food. So, I'm going to come back and talk with you all a little bit more about what it really looks like to really put in place mindful eating strategy. A lot of times when we are trying to really come into our wellness goals, for some of you, it's about losing weight. I have had clients that wanted to gain weight, and some of you, it's just going to be about maintaining the weight that you have already lost, or maintaining the health strides that you have already made. But one of the wonderful things that we can do is to really practice mindful eating strategies and really put in place other things, like some of the things that we talked about here today: gratitude, and really appreciating all the vibrant colors that have been made available to us. Listen, if you all have enjoyed this meeting, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm really focused on building a community of people who are just like-minded, wanting to just really move in focus, and just moving towards our wellness goals, and just really kind of even being able to get into these spaces like this on this platform and otherwise, where we're able to really just bounce great ideas off of each other and share what has worked. I'm always going to tell you what's worked for me. I was able to lose 90 pounds and keep it off. And so this has really become a passion of mine, being able to share with you all what I do and why it has worked for me for so long. Go on over to coachangelbrown.com if you have not already, and just browse the website. Join my VIP mailing list. I send out information, free information weekly to you, that's going to help you give, just really put some of those wellness tips in place, so that you can continue reaching your wellness goals. Listen, I'll see you the next time. I hope you have a great and awesome rest of the day. Shalom, shalom.